Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Super New10doh, and today I thought I would make a follow-up to my video on the Wind Waker Link age revealed. And I did some poking around, I did some research into the Japanese version of Wind Waker. And I found something rather interesting. Now, the Nintendo Gallery there is a function in Wind Waker, a side quest, where you take your little picto box, your camera, and you go around taking pictures of every character in the game. Now, and you put them in like a gallery. Some guy makes like figurines of every character, and there's descriptions of every character and like NPC in the game. Now, the Japanese one for Tetra is really interesting because Tetra is visually around the same age as Link, presumably speaking, and like they're both around the same height. You know, they appear to be the same age. You know, within the art style of Wind Waker. Now, the Japanese version, I don't have an exact translation, but it says something around the lines of Tetra is older than she appears, and she's supposed to be like an adult. You know, everybody on her ship is an adult. Now, that's interesting because I've played through Wind Waker a number of times. And I remember that there's a point in the game where two characters of her crew, Gonzo and what's his name? The one with the glasses who's always holding a book. They're talking to each other like, "Hey, you're really smart. You know, if you and Tetra ever got married and had a kid, your kid would be one hell of a pirate," basically. And like, he's blushing and like, nope, if she is a child, this would not be a conversation, because they are clearly adults when they're talking, the way they're talking like this. And it's like, yeah, if Tetra is a child, this would not be a conversation that they would be having. Otherwise, you would get into pedophilia territory. And, like, Tetra doesn't even come up like, hello, I'm a kid. No, there's no such mention. There's no implication that is going on. So, if Tetra and Link are around the same height, like, they're like that, like, their height difference is about, like, that much. Like, Tetra is about that much taller than Link. Yeah, so based on previous evidence that I showed you guys yesterday, or later, or earlier today, whenever this video goes up, and this, yeah, no, there's no refuting it. Wind Waker Link is 16, or at the very least, he is adult Link age. He is old enough, he is an adult. Now, as for why multiple characters refer to him and treat him like a child, I think that has to do with him looking a lot younger than he actually does. Because, like I said in the last video, whenever somebody looks much younger than they are treated as though they are that age. For example, my sister is, let's see, I'm 22. She'd be about 19 or so. But she is treated as though she is like a freshman in high school a good chunk of the time. At least from what she talks about. Maybe this is just her talking out of her ass, but that's how she says things. And like, yeah, no, if you look a certain age, you're going to be talked to and treated like you are that age, regardless of how old you actually are. You know, look at many characters in fiction that are like children even though they are much, much older than they appear. Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins, for example, he has the appearance of a child. Many characters treat him like a child who don't know him. And it's like, dude, I'm over 3,000 years old. Oh, well, you look like a kid. So? Okay, then. It's like that. Like, the characters look younger than they are. That doesn't make them kids. You know, I've been told by multiple people that I look like I am in my late 40s, even though I'm in my early 20s. And it's like, I look over 20 years older than I actually do, according to multiple people. And I, more often than not, get treated like I'm an old man. That or a monster. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, you know. So I know this video is kind of short, and I couldn't get any good-looking screenshots of the stuff with Tetra. So yeah, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't have any screenshots of proof like in the last episode, but yeah, Wind Waker Link is an adult, so is Tetra. Okay, before I sign off, apparently in 2002, Eiji Aonuma allegedly confirmed that Link is 12. And I could find no solid evidence that this actually happened. The closest thing I could find that people have been linking me to all night is a dead link to a supposed interview. If you want, and you can actually find a working link to said interview and link it to me, fine, go ahead. But here's the thing with that. A developer / creator of a series, their word only goes so far. If their word contradicts the work that they have, that they're working on, the word that they say is null and void. At least that's how I've always put it. You know, like Toriyama, Akira Toriyama, the guy who works on Dragon Ball, he has interviews all the goddamn time. And people ask him about stuff all the time. Remember, and he retcons every fucking thing whenever he does this. But that's only if you take it into account, because more often than not, he just makes shit up on the spot and doesn't actually know what the hell he's talking about, because he doesn't think things through. He doesn't think things through. And clearly, he doesn't even know his own product, you know, with Dragon Ball Super being as shitty as it is. But that's not the purpose, that's not the topic of the video. I'm just bringing up, like, or there's also, Stan Lee. You know, Stan Lee, somewhat around Thor Ragnarok, had a interview where he was asked who is stronger, Thor or the Hulk. And he answered Thor, because as strong as the Hulk is, he is still a mortal. And Thor is a god. Okay, that makes sense when you put it in that reasoning. Doesn't line up with what we see, though. The Hulk is stronger. He is physically stronger. Does that mean he can win in a fight with Thor? Depending on the circumstances. But the Hulk is physically stronger than Thor. There's no getting around that. And as for Toriyama, one example I'm going to bring up is how old is Majin Buu? According to the series itself, the evil wizard Babidi, genetic predecessor of Bibidi, because in the Japanese version, Bibidi is not Babbidi's son. He is a magical clone. So, Bibbidi, my bad. Yeah, Bibbidi is stated to have created Majin Buu. But according to Toriyama, Majin Buu has existed since the beginning of time. Classic example of a creator/developer making shit up just to have stuff out there. So yeah, next time a creator/developer comments on their series, double check it with the actual work, and if it adds up, then it works. But if it doesn't, disregard the quote. And like, here's the thing too. Wind Waker HD exists. They had the time and resources to change text, to change stuff in Wind Waker. They had a second chance to do this. If Link was supposed to be 12 in the original, but because of if I remember correctly, this supposed interview that happened with Eiji Aonuma, people have been telling me that it happened after the game came out, by like a couple of months or so. It could be a case where Eiji Aonuma, he wanted Link to be 12, but because of other developers and whatever, Link was changed to 16. Here's the thing. As for why he sounds so young, I don't think he fully went through puberty yet. There are many cases in real life of people who are a certain age, but but puberty never hit them right away, or their voices never really changed at all. Look at Dante Bosco. Dante Bosco, the voice actor for Prince Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender. That voice he's doing for Zuko, that's his actual voice. That is his actual fucking voice. And yeah, like, dude's, I'm gonna say Dante's I think older than me, and like older than early 20s, you know. So like, Wind Waker Link just might have pituitary problems. That could easily be a thing. But according to the in-game text, he's an adult. So all you people trying to tell me he's 12, deal with it. He's not 12. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.